Hi my dear friends, as I already showed in a previous video, although it was not in English, but I showed my new sewing machine. The name is Garudan. I've been looking for a new heavy material sewing machine with a walking foot. I've been searching through several different brands, and as I live in Czech Republic, I wanted something that would have a local distribution of parts, the local help of mechanics for the machine, for support, and the decision came down to this machine. It's called Garudan GF5131-447. Why I chose this machine? Even though it was the most expensive in its class, with walking foot, while the needle and the middle foot is static, going just up and down. I decided because it's locally supported. It's not Chinese, even though it has some Chinese parts, but it's locally assembled, locally built, and a lot of mechanics here know how to repair it in the case it needs repair. So today I wanted to introduce you to it, how to set up the thread into it, to show some features of it, and as you can see on my table, I already got some stuff made. I can tell you, compared to my old Neki 831 series, this work is really fast. It has automatic thread cutting. It has programmable screen touch on which you can set up various different combinations of locking stitch, length of stitches. When you're doing something in series, you can set up number of stitches until you curve the material, so you cannot make a mistake. You can set it up the number of seams when you're doing double and triple stitching up and down, so the machine does it for you. You don't have to press back button, and I'm really satisfied with it. I have it already for a week or so, and I simply enjoy using it. Let me show you a little bit more about it. Okay, let's go from the introduction into the real work, and I'm going to show you a couple of features of this machine, what it does, what kind of thread it uses, what kind of needles it uses, and some other details. Please stay with me. Okay, so we are here now. The machine is being turned on up here on the button, and the machine starts by lifting the foot up. It turns on the screen, and the screen has a lot of different features. It's a screen touch, and I will now show you how it works. Here on the upper left window, small window icon, you have option of starting the stitch with locking, going up, going forward, back, forward, automatically. So when you lower down your foot and you give it a gas, you press the pedal, it goes forward, it goes backward, it goes forward quite fast, and you can continue sewing when your stitch is locked. I will show you now how it looks. So as I said, the stitching begins with going forward, backward, forward to lock the stitch, then you can continue normally. I will now start it. You see, the machine, it created forward, backwards, forward, locking stitch, and I continue sewing normally. When you go back to your screen, the screen after a couple of seconds goes in lock position, so you don't accidentally touch something during your work. You can easily unlock it by pressing S, and it puts you back into the primary position. As we set it up at the beginning, the locking stitch, there is a second icon under it, which is now empty. When I press it twice, it gives me the ending lock stitch, which means when I go to the end, I press the pedal with my heel, it goes back and forward to lock the stitch, and it cuts the thread automatically, which you can choose here and here on this icon where my finger is. You can see it raises the foot once it's done. Let me show you how it works. As we previously started sewing, we came to this place, and I will continue few more stitches. Now, as we closed to the end of material, we need this stitch ended, so I'm gonna press the pedal with my heel low back. The machine will go back forward and will cut the thread and will raise the foot. Let me show you that. The machine cut the thread is cut. We can simply put it like this in the back, and after a few seconds it lowers the foot. You can see the entire stitch here that we passed. Of course, it's not precise because I'm working with one hand and the other is controlling the camera from time to time, so it locked the beginning of the stitch and it locked the end of the stitch, as I showed. I'm very satisfied with this kind of work. You can also program it to work differently throughout your work. I will show more detailed about that in some other video once I study the machine a little bit better, and to get to know the machine. The machine as well can go in reverse. You can see here and here there are two buttons. One button, the smaller one, is to give you half of the movement, to put the needle in lower position or in higher position, depending on what you want. Oops, sorry. When you want to do this, you have to start your stitching sequence, and you do that by simply giving the gas. Now the sequence is started, and you can do things. Half a movement and the needle goes up. Oops, I pressed it too hard. So the half movement, it goes in lower or upper position. If you just want to sew backwards, you press this button and you hit the gas and you release it. Now your machine goes forward normally, and that's it. The same thing about putting the needle up or down you can find here on this button or icon on the screen touch. It controls the needle going up or down. You can hear the machine working. Here on this icon, which is needle position, you can set up in which position do you want the machine to end the stitch, to be on the lower, or the upper position of the needle. I will show you now how that works. I just need to adjust the camera a bit. Now it's in the lower position, and whenever it stays in lower position. If I put it in upper position, it will simply work and stay in up. up, up position. And still you can use this button to control the half movement, half the step. You can simply put it with the needle down. You can raise the foot by simply pressing slowly with your heel. If you want to move the material, let it go and you continue with your work. The second thing about this screen is it shows you these big numbers. These big numbers are actually the number of points which needle will make in the beginning, the lock stitch, and the end stitch. A, B are the beginning stitches, the beginning lock stitch, and the C, D are the ending stitches. So you're choosing with these numbers how many of those points will be there. You saw the automatic locking, and how many will be in the beginning, how many will be in the end. And the very important part of the machine is its speed. It has integrated servo motor, which is 850 watts. It's energy saving. It works only when you hit the gas. It doesn't have the old type of clutch motor. So when you want to choose its speed, you can choose it on plus or minus by pressing it, or just holding it. Is going to its maximum, which is 2500 stitches per minute. But for me that speed is too fast. I keep it on 1000, and I don't even use that 1000. I use, when I work slowly. I work maybe 200, 300. That's my speed. Now I will show you how the 300 is. This is the maximum speed of 300. This is 200. And this is 100. I will now switch the machine on the maximum number of RPM, which is 2500, and I will show you how it goes. You saw it. It's very fast. I don't want that because I cannot control it literally, and it's really too fast. So I will simply keep it on 1000 as a maximum, and that's my favorite speed of working, actually the maximum speed of working. Machine is very heavy, so you have to take care when you are manipulating with it, when you're pushing it to the back to see what's under it, the oil and so on. And the machine itself is equipped with its own self-lubricating oil pump, which has the oil pan just like in the car. The pump itself has, I will show you that in a bit, it has its own filter for oil. I will try to push it back so I don't break something, hopefully. Okay, as you can see, here you can see the oil pump draining. It leads the oil everywhere in the machine. As you can see, it's self-lubricating. There are hoses, there are things, and This black thing is for the leg raising of the foot. It has automatic system. There is some steel cord here. I don't know what is it for. And this is how the machine looks from down under. I will try to put it back because it's really heavy. Here up you can see the small window when the machine is working. You can see the oil jumping in there, so it shows us there's the sign the machine successfully pushes the oil toward everything. And I will now try to show you how I thread the machine. As you can actually see here, you can freeze the video. You can take the screenshot how the thread goes. Before I thread it, I will explain a little bit. The machine has two tensioners, the main tensioner and the additional tensioner, plus the machine has electronic tensioner here. So when you press it, it gives some additional tension and so on. I hope it's gonna, let me just see this. Yeah, it releases, okay. And it helps you with tension in the thread. As this machine is made to use big needles, let me just show you. These are the needles. The needles are the size 135 by 17. DP17 I think is the marking. And the thickness of the needles I use are 140 or the 22. Someone look for them in one size, the other in the second. So these are 140 needles, 135 by 17. With the machine come 3 bobbins, which are slightly bigger than the standard bobbins. This is the standard bobbin for my Neki 831 industrial sewing machine. I believe this is 20 or 21 millimeters. This bobbin is wider and thicker, and it's 26 millimeters in diameter, and it can take much more thread than this type of the bobbin, so you can sew longer. And one of the main feature is it can wind bobbins here on the top. As I now have all the bobbins already winded, I can show you how it goes with the old type of bobbin. You put it here, you close this, you take the thread from here, you wind it on your bobbin, and when you start sewing, it winds up. I will now try to show you. You see how it works. And here I have 2 threads on there. One is for winding the bobbin, and the other is for sewing. Actually, I have several threads which I'm interchanging from time to time as I'm sewing with different colors, so I had to put them all through. On the top of the thread holder, or those holes, you can put actually 4 threads to go at the same time, which is convenient for me. Also, what is very convenient with this machine is the fact that you can use it to change the needle feed plate here, and you can additionally attach onto it the hammer, the thing that you use to put hems around the edges, which I usually usually do by hand. I've done it so far by hand. I got an example. This is what it's for. This looks ugly, of course, because I was testing it simply. And let me show you how it goes. By the way, this piece here is roughly 13 millimeters thick. So I'm going to show you how it works with a really thick material. It's eating it like it's nothing. I hate leaving the feet of the machine to hit on the teeth, because they can damage each other. They're very sharp and I don't want to lose that sharpness. So I always put some fake leather in between, as the tension spring inside is strong, and I try to avoid the damaging parts. When you look at the machine from the side, you can see there are a lot of levers and screws and settings. So here on this screw you can adjust how fast is the ratio between a walking foot and the dog feed. As you put it up or down, when you release this screw and you push it up or down, one or the other side will go faster or the slower, the walking foot or the dog feed, which will allow you to sew some specific materials. For now on, I use it with the same step, dog feed and the foot, and I don't have problems with that. And here is the very important screw here, which allows your middle foot, the small foot, to go as up as possible when you are sewing thick materials like this. If you're sewing thick materials like this, you should always put this screw in the upper position. When you are screwing thinner or thin materials, the thinner they are, the lower this should be. Here on these two screws, you are setting spring tensions for both feet. I didn't change anything. I used the factory defaults. I haven't had problems so far. And I believe I need even stronger tension because my materials are thick and they need to be pressed really hard before the needle hits them, so it stays firm before it's sewn and when it's being sewn. As you can see here, you can see settings for the length of the stitch. The maximum length is 8 millimeters and the minimum length is 1. I don't think that somebody uses this one for sewing heavy materials. People use as long as possible. Here you can see as the longest stitch is 8 millimeters. On internet I have seen some people doing the settings inside. I don't know how, but they do it to make those stitches longer, even up to 12 millimeters. How they do it, I don't know. Maybe you should research if you want it. Here you can see some sticker on the Chinese. That's probably because some parts are Chinese, probably. That's impossible to avoid in today's world. But here on this table you can see let me just zoom in. You can see the machine's basic info, serial number, voltage, power input, which is actually 850 watts of the servo motor, the current and the maximum current output. It's made in Czech Republic by the company Garudan. I will press the lever to release the tension between the discs Okay, I will completely unthread it. I'm just gonna cut the thread so it has, oops, so it has better edge. When I put it up, I put it like this, and I kind of swing it like this, like waves. I saw it, some people did it, so I do it too. You must take care that thread doesn't overlap something. I do it the same way here. And this is now a little bit tricky part, because you have to take care that the thread doesn't get stuck behind something. Now I'm putting from the upper part down through discs and down through this hole, lead, go down and through main discs of main tensioner. They are really sticked together, so I will push this up, go back, release the tensioner, and go through the spring below this notch and behind this lead here. Okay, and there is a lever that pulls the thread up. You go through it now, and all the time you're watching that your thread is tightened and it doesn't get into things that it's not supposed to be. I'm releasing some more thread. Sorry about that. It goes through this lead, then this lead here, then through this. As you can see on internet, different modern machines have similar leads, because you literally, it's the thing that's 100 years old, the leads for the thread, and you cannot simply reinvent it. It's the same everywhere. And of course you thread it from the left to the right. The thread that I'm using here is size 20, and it fits perfectly for this machine. People say that this machine can also fit thread number 10. I haven't tried it, but hopefully it can fit. I just wanted quickly to show, as majority of people already have experience with industrial machines, bobbin is settled inside vertically, like standard machines have been so far. Only this bobbin is 26 millimeters. It's a little bit bigger. That's the only difference. It threads the same way, it's being placed inside the same way. That would be it for today. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for watching my video about this machine. Hopefully I have helped some people to get introduced to this machine. For those who are interested into buying it, I'm recommending it because it's a really good machine. I'm satisfied so far, and even though it's expensive than other Chinese brands that you can find on most of the markets, I chose this because of the locally supported services and so on, and I'm very satisfied with it, so I recommend it. I'm not speaking this because of sponsor content. It's not. It's I paid with my own money for this machine. I will give completely honest review of it. I will definitely do some more videos with it. So far I've been very satisfied with it. And I just remember one really good thing about it. It came with a set of wheels. You get rubber wheels on it with brakes, which helps you a lot if you want to clean something in behind. You can quickly pull up brakes or wheels. You can push the table along the room. You can quickly clean behind. You can put your machine back on because it's really heavy to carry it. Two of us carried this machine into the trunk of the car, just the head, as the entire thing is 75 kilos heavy. So take that in consideration. I live on the 4th floor and it was really pain in the ass to bring it back home. And that will be it for today. Thank you for watching me again and see you in the next video.